So we hear this all the time. We go and we talk to a customer and we ask them, all right, who are you trying to reach? Who are your customers? And they'll say, anybody with revenue between this and this. Like, anybody. Oh, yeah, we could help anybody, but we just want their revenue to be between this point and this point. That's what we've been able to close the easiest in the past. All right, so you're trying to filter based off of what makes it easier to close on your sales team. That's okay. That's a strategy there. But if I go to the market and say, hey, I have a product for anybody, as long as you make between this much money and this much money, that doesn't connect with me. I am a business services provider. I provide specific services, go to market strategies, and software delivery services through our software consulting company. I am much more connected to the services that I provide than I am to the amount of money that I make. So if I get an email, I get these all the time. Are you a company that makes between $5 million and $10 million? No, I'm a human being that provides a service to my customer. How much money I make is maybe part of the filter, but it's not the whole thing. And over again, I hear this. I hear my customer is lawn services companies between 500,000 and $2 million in revenue. No, it's not. Because the fact is, your ideal client profile, your ICP, is not related solely to how much money they make. That is part of the equation. Really, what you're trying to do is you're trying to take the easy way out and not identify your services first. A true ICP should be, this is the customer that receives the most value from the services that I provide. These are the customers that I solve the most problems for. For example, at Globox, we help startups define their first go-to-market strategy. And we help scale ups build go-to-market strategies that scale past founder heroics. That's who we are. So when we go to target and create our campaign list, notice I didn't say ICP, but our campaign list, we have a list of companies that would very much value from our services. And I can quantify what their value is, what the benefit to them is. And then I identify the role or person inside of that company and what their hopes, aspirations, fears, and drivers are. And that is who I identify to actually receive my email. We have companies that come to us all the time. I want to send emails to insurance companies that make more than $15 million a year in revenue. Okay, let's break that down, because I can't send an email to an insurance broker. I need to send an email to a person. And that person, based off of their role and who they are, likely has a very different set of problems. So if I come in and say, I am looking to reach recruiting agencies that are struggling to have opportunities or requirements open. So, okay, maybe there's a filter for that. Maybe that recruiting agency is between 1 million and 5 million in revenue. But here's a ugly little detail a lot of people don't talk about. If you're going on Clay or you're going on Apollo and you're trying to find out a list of people, that revenue filter is vastly inaccurate. I see the revenue filter for Contello Consulting, and I have to tell you, it's not right. So Contello Consulting would be blopped out, be cut out, filtered out of a lot of lists that people perhaps would like us to be in simply because they're over relying on the revenue filter. But every company I talk to, every new customer comes in, and one of their most defined ICP parameters is actually the revenue filter. It's not a good one. The fact is, I read an article recently where they say, reverse engineer your ICP. Talk to the people in your company that you have already provided services to. Take the ones that have received the most value for that service and go and identify a new set of organizations that would take the most value, that would take advantage of that value that you already delivered to your customers. Maybe that doesn't help a startup very much. You have to create the avatars and kind of make some assumptions and then test those assumptions, which is fine. Way better than what's happening with a lot of organizations right now, where they say, I could hack somebody that makes $4 million a year into buying my service, so there's my ICP. That's not your ICP. Your ICP is the company that would receive the most value from your services, not the ones that you think you can get ink on paper easiest from. So as you read this article, I posted a a blog about why ICP is more than just a revenue filter. Go ahead and read through this. Take a look at some details that help you identify your ICP. Now, remember, as you're building your mailing list, as you're building your social media campaigns, your outreach campaigns, ICP and audience are not the same. I had somebody do this to me recently. Somebody I unfortunately is no longer part of my team. He built a list with 9,000 customers in it, 9,000 email addresses in it. 8,500 of those 9,000 work for the same company. And that company was not in my ICP. So they had completely ignored the ICP, which you can't do either. But they also ignored the fact that you have a key decision maker and key influencers inside of that organization that is in your ICP. And those people have different sets of problems they're trying to solve. The operating officer is not going to respond to the same message that the CEO will. The CIO or your integrations information officer is not going to respond to the same messaging that your CFO will. So you need to understand your ICP as the businesses that receive the most value from the services that you offer, and then the audience. Who in those businesses do I address? You're going to read a lot more about that in the blog article that we just posted over at globox.io.